horse-drawn transport, and the troops armed with bows and spears. That amounts to disarmament, Lockley. A consummation devoutly to be wished. I'm going to look forward to a ripe old age now. I never could before." Presently Lockley talked to Jill. She was constrained. She seemed uneasy. Lockley felt that there wasn't much to say, now that Vale was alive and well, and there was no more danger for her. He offered his hand to say good-bye. "I think," she said with some difficulty, "I think I should tell you I'm not engaged any longer. I told him I wouldn't want to be married to someone whose work made him keep secrets from me." Lockley tensed. He said incredulously, "You're not going to marry Vale?" She said nervously, "No, I've told him." Lockley swallowed. "What did he say?" "He didn't like it," said Jill. "But he understood. I explained things. He said to congratulate you." Lockley made an appropriate movement. She wept quietly, held close in his arms. "I was so afraid you wouldn't." Lockley took appropriate measures to comfort her and to assure her that he did and he would, forever and ever. A very long time later he asked interestedly, "What did you say to Vale when he asked you to congratulate me?" "I said," said Jill comfortably, "that I would if things worked out all right, and they have. I congratulate you, darling. Now, how about congratulating me?" The rocket took off and went away into emptiness. This was near dawn, when military announcements of the reoccupation of Boulder Lake were being passed out to the news media. As much of the public as was awake was informed that the monstrous aliens had fled from Earth, their intentions frustrated by the work of scientists. It wasn't necessary for a large force to march in. A special detail took over at the lake itself. Curiously enough, it seemed to be already there when the question arose. It would report a regrettable absence of alien artifacts by which the monsters might be kept in mind. But there would be reminders. Later bulletins would report that the United States was putting into quantity production the small, individual protective devices which defied the terror beam, and would supply them to all the world. There could not be greater friendship than that. The United States also proposed a worldwide alliance for defense against future attacks by space monsters, with pooled armament and completely cooperative governments. The world, obviously, would unite against monsters, and people in a posture of defense against enemies from the stars obviously wouldn't fight each other. And there were some people who were pleased. They knew about the possibilities of the small gadgets, brought down in production to the size of a pack of cigarettes. Knowing what they could do, they waited very interestedly to see what would happen in certain nations when secret police couldn't carry firearms and soldiers could only be armed with spears. They expected it to be very interesting indeed. The End of Operation Terror by Murray Leinster.